Alright, KM91R, step-by-step maintenance, basics, no major repairs. Alright, so the kit we're using in this video comes with 3 air filters, 2 fuel filters, spark plug, and the kit to do the valve clearances, which is a pretty regular maintenance item on this. The combi systems, your bigger Stihl engines, they really need their valves checked pretty regularly. I'm not doing that in this video. If you want to see that, check out my Combi 131 maintenance video where I will be doing that valve clearance. It's the exact same process. It's the exact same feeler gauge, and I'll do this KM191 valve clearance whenever it needs it. If you're having trouble pulling and it jerk, like it catches and you can't pull, then you have to let the string go and pull again. That means you need to do your valve clearances, and you can check out that KM131 video where I do that, and it's the same exact process. Spark plug, come up top, unscrew. Pretty much everything we're doing today can be done with your tool that comes with your weed eater. Be very careful with this cover because these back tabs up here will break. I've actually had to buy one of these for another piece of equipment in the past. Take your spark plug boot. If your spring comes out, just try and readjust it a little bit. As long as it doesn't come out, you're good. Take the small end of your spark plug tool. And then here's your original plug, NGK CMR7H. Alright, and the kit that we've got does not have the right spark plug. It has a 6H, so I'm going to go grab a 7H. Alright, so I will link a different kit because that's no good. Here's my new versus my old. These are both NGK. That is a good looking spark plug. Here, if it's too black, you got an issue. If it's too white, you've got an issue. Let's check our spark plug gap. Alright, and our spark plug gap needs to be 0.02. That's the smallest option on your tool. So if you can slide, your gap's too big. Okay, no resistance there. Just a little push. Okay, here we go. Alright. Good to go. Now we're just going to thread that into the top. Be careful not to cross thread. Just snug it up, not too tight. Put your boot over. You'll get a nice little click when it's on. Let's do the air filter. Take the same tool, come to the side. You can see how gunked up mine is. And here's your new one. It just slides right in there. Now as I sit here doing my air filter, I noticed that I have a bulb broken. So at the end of this video, I'll change that out. Fuel filter. Take this opportunity to inspect your gas. If you see a bunch of stuff floating around in there, empty it out, which I do have a bunch of stuff, so I'm going to empty my tank out. These Stihls have horrible seals on them, and there's almost always something in the gas tank. So if you want to get all the stuff out, swish your gas around, dump it, put more gas in, swish it around, dump it again. Eventually you'll get it all out. If it's bad enough, you can use water, spray it out, use compressed air to dry it, and then set it out in the sun to dry. Alright, so for the filter, the fuel filter, take an Allen key, something long. You can fish it out eventually. Just make sure your hose isn't broke, and then you can twist and pull, and that comes right off. Check them, make sure they're a match, and put your new one right back where the old one was. And don't lose grip of that, because it'll be hard to get out without that bobber on the end. Alright, fuel filter changed. Basic maintenance is done. There's a few other things that you need to do to this piece of equipment though, and I'll show you that now, and we'll get that bulb in the process. Alright, so the next step of maintenance here is on these combi engines, the bigger Stihl engines. You really have to keep the fins clean, because these are really like to overheat. Okay, so what we're going to do is take the whole thing apart. Basically need to get this orange cover off here. So we got a screw right here. Then we come around to the front. We got one screw there, one screw there. Take the air cover off. So, this one in particular is relatively new-ish. And you can see my fins here are pretty clean. These have a propensity to get really gummed up and gunked up. So take some carb cleaner, scrub, whatever, and clean out all these little fins, because it helps to keep the thing cool. And the real reason that's an issue is the clutch in this thing is plastic, okay? They love to overheat. That's why you want to keep this cover, because part of this whole casing design, okay, is that it's meant to be in one piece, and it keeps that engine cooler. Doesn't make sense. Trust me, if you lose this, you get a lot of heat exposure to that clutch, and it's going to melt it. Just look up melted clutch for your Stihl. You can find multiple videos explaining it in depth. Thankfully, I keep this clean, so I don't have a good example of showing you that, but if it needs cleaned here, keep it clean. Clean it regularly, because trust me, you don't want that stuff messing up. So, moving on to my bulb, which is right here, and let's just take a over top look. We got 4 screws we're going to undo, and then we just place the bulb right down in there. And then that just lifts right off. Be careful, because again, now you're getting into your carb area. And mine actually did have some stuff in it here. I just wiped it off. But you see how nice and clean that is next to all that gunk? Probably what you want to do first is clean your fins, clean all your carb stuff off with a little carb cleaner, and you won't have this very risky, messy job here. I'm going to just try and do my best to get this bulb in as cleanly as I can. Let me find my replacement, and I'll show you how to swap it out. It just lifts directly off. It looks like this, and it pulls through. Let me see, can we get it? There we go. And it pulls through the bottom, and then, oh, it's the wrong size. Alright, hang on a minute. Okay, let's try that again. I have the right size bulb. You want to make sure you got the right size, because you can see visually the difference, and I just picked the wrong one up. So again, that goes straight in through the bottom, and it should seat just fine. If it goes through like my first one, you'll know you got the wrong one. Alright, so you see me here on the video screwing this thing back in, and I thought I did it evenly. Obviously, looking at the video now, it very clearly was not even. So I ended up, that day I had to take off the bulb because it wasn't priming properly. I thought it was related to the gas in the tank, because you remember I emptied it to get all the gunk out of the tank, and clearly that wasn't the case. It just wasn't on evenly, so it needs to be straight up and down. What I found to be easier was to just place the bulb directly on the diaphragm. You'll be able to see where it seals in and kind of push it in. It'll make sense when you're doing it. I wish I had recorded it that day, but you're going to see me priming it here in a minute, and it's doing a little bit, but not quite like it should. Again, I thought it was because I didn't have much fuel in the tank anymore. Yeah, get that thing straight whenever you're tightening it down. Don't make that mistake. Right, get everything clean. It's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be. I put a little bit more fuel in it too, so you can see it actually working. So there you go. Alright, now for the fun part, try to fit it all back together. That was lucky. It might not be that easy.